The online assessment tool that I'm going to be telling you about today is called Dreambox Learning. And in order to access this assessment tool, you need to go to www.dreambox.com. When you enter the web address into the URL site up here, this is the page that you'll see when you log on. Dreambox Learning is an online assessment tool that adapts to individual students, makes math real and relevant to students, develops skills, and helps close math understanding gaps, and additionally shows comprehensive data reports on students' learning, which is a great benefit to teachers. You can actually get a 3-month free trial of this assessment tool by clicking on the Request a Demo. So if you click on this Request a Demo up in the right-hand corner, you can enter in your information and you get a 3-month free trial period about this. So it's really awesome that you can get this free trial and have your kids log on without actually paying any money for it. The kids can try all the math games. As a teacher, you can actually try the math games as well. And it's for administrators, school leaders, parents can even access the site, and students can do this at home as well. This assessment tool, Dreambox, builds conceptual understanding, engages students in various math games, and is aligned to US and Virginia standards, which is a great addition to this program here. It can be used in many different ways, such as independent workstations for students. Personally, I use this in my guided math stations, and students are required to use Dreambox a certain amount of minutes per week. I also sign up for homework each week for students. There's also an iPad app that you can download on iPads. It's really convenient for student use, especially if you have students are in your school. Students are allowed to bring their own devices into school. So why Dreambox? Why should teachers want to use this app or this program? In my opinion, the Dreambox program is very beneficial because it aligns to the standards, and because so many states, including Virginia, and the counties in Virginia, Arlington, Fairfax County, Loudoun, they're so driven by standards that it's imperative that all things that are implemented are standards aligned. So the one thing then that I want to show next is all the different parts of Dreambox that teachers can access when all their students are enrolled. So the first thing is the reporting categories. And I think as a teacher, this is the most beneficial part of the actual assessment tool. So the first one is a classroom summary. As you can see, there are many different types of progress monitoring. So the first one is a classroom summary. I'm going to click on that right now. So the classroom summary shows each student's name in the class, and then it shows their progress in each grade level curriculum. So I teach 5th grade, but I teach 6th grade advanced. So I teach 6th grade math. So as you can see, a lot of my kids are actually in 4th grade content right now. The additional information shows how much time on task, and this red or orange bubble here shows that this student has been off task for quite a while, playing games, etc. So you can get a progress report for students, as well as a weekly progress and details with their progress in each standard. The next one is you can actually look at the specific standard, so student progress by standard. I'm going to click on that now. This to me is actually the most beneficial. So this is kindergarten, so you'd hope that 5th graders would pass a lot of that, kindergarten, 1st grade. The next is 2nd and 3rd grade. So these little orange check marks mean that students have worked through these standards. So you can see these are 3rd grade standards right here. The blue check mark means that students have passed the assessment and do not need to work in that standard. So in 6th grade, a lot of my students actually haven't even reached the 6th grade standards, which shows me that I need to be focusing a lot on reviewing 4th and 5th grade standards before I teach any of the 6th grade content. You can also monitor student progress here. You can see how much time they've been on task. And you can also look at classroom usage. So you can look at how many hours they did at home for homework. So it's kind of a honesty check for kids. If you assign them for 30 minutes of Dreambox work, then you can actually check to see if they've done that. There's also a lot of resources for teachers. So if you click in on resources in this top right-hand corner up here, there's a lot of video tutorials on how to use Dreambox effectively in your classroom. It shows you how to get started in there on setting students up. And it offers help and different teachers' opinions and responses on how they've used Dreambox in their classroom. So a lot of the common questions that teachers might ask when trying to get this implemented into their classroom might be, how do I add students to my Dreambox site? If you click on Manage Students, the blue tab up here, scroll down. My students are already enrolled because I use it in my classroom. But all you have to do is type in the student's name, first and last name, grade level, gender, what language they speak. If you have an ELL student, you can actually change the language to Spanish. That's another option. And I always pick intermediate because my students are middle grade level students. And then you enter in their student ID number and you click Save down here, and that enrolls the student. Another common question that might be asked is initial placement and assessment. So students are enrolled in Blackboard. They take a pre-assessment and are placed initially into a Dreambox level that's appropriate for their ability. Students progress through the Dreambox site through passing different standards, passing lessons, etc. So students are supposed to focus on flashing yellow and gold coin lessons in order to help them pass the different levels. Another common question might be, why should I put students on Dreambox? One of the biggest benefits, as I mentioned earlier, was that it's aligned with the Virginia Common Standards. This is so easy, you can actually print out these reports that I showed before in an Excel spreadsheet. So you can send a report via email. There's some different options up here. You can have it in an Excel spreadsheet, which is very easy to use. And you can even print the page and show parents during parent conferences.